Welcome to the ZZZ, the first official podcast designed to help you sleep. Disclaimer, podcast does not actually help you sleep, void where prohibited, blah 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 blah. Episode 2. Big Boy Voice.
Been a while since I turned my vision skyward in J electronic I'm retired, but the Verizon man's printed man's violent images on the trauma and across our LED screen. We should be so keen to try and limit the spikes ticking by and make those ring like oxybils, bringing minds, mining minerals, shining clean flying the criminals, lightning the digital, losing our buying trivial, vying for attention. Like a mention, I can scribble this on parchment paper along with pen and moves, trying to lay a golden egg, how magic ends do, to a shine at the lens too, or infected with cleansed liquids of pending gimmicks, frenzy. Finish the unending silky deplicky with me. Waited to pick and split, they stick and lips and light themselves. I don't even smoke else off, but I can float as well. I'm a joke shell, what I used to be, that's probably not true in the least. My purpose for train, follow my nose for playing, throwing snowballs off the white mountain like a young Jeezy. Nothing's not freezing me from this uneasy universe. Oh, the truth that hurts, but my views could be worse. Could be like a virgin, talking through a stupid verse. That verse twice like verses show me my opponent. Oh, it's whoever I see in front of this wall that's frozen. It's just me in the moment, first me unfolding and lonely. I go home so much more homely. Shout out to Pascal. All the world's problems to order man, not leaving their quarters. The game's gotta end. Sometimes walk away from the machine, it's killing dreams. Ripping seems like tight ends, it's all in the genes, it's all routine. Like an OBJ circus sketch. Who's the first to act in church attacks? And who has the doctors and the nurses back from hospitals first and packed? Sometimes it seems like we have the perfect path to nirvana. We're on the new frontier, no turning back.
And yo. Oh my god, we're back again. It's been a little while. But not that long really, honestly, in the grand scheme of things. How's everyone doing? We first episode was geese, and this episode it is crows. And you might even hear some planes bed getting really planes flying overhead. I feel like freaking Henry Hill here. But if all goes well, this is the second episode of the ZZZ, aka the Triple Z, aka the ZZZ for my Canucks out there. There was a big sports ball. Superb Owl. Pretty good game. Went to overtime, so hey, a little extra time for the finale. It's not too bad. As far as frickin' bread and circuses go, am I right? Anyway, I can't find my notes, but do I really need notes for this? Anyway, it's a beautiful day. I was thinking a lot about like the sophomore slump of or the sophomore episode. And yeah, I guess the sophomore slump comes with that. Kind of why it took so long to get the microphone back out, that I'm outside again. Enjoying the weather, enjoying the sights and sounds. I mean, it is a really fucking nice day. I'm looking right at the sun. Yeah, if only a bit chilly though, if that's my only gripe about my conditions, then that's blessed. You got Carl the Crow behind me singing this song. But yeah, just that idea of the sophomore slump. I don't know. I guess I can kind of take an example from football teams. Never over till it's over. Sports talk. Niners look like they were gonna maybe skate away with it. They could not, folks, because the Chiefs, they were just in a prime spot to steal that thing right from under them. That's the momentum, and I guess, again, to sloppily bring it around to my output of creativity is kind of keeping that momentum going, at least trying to. But yeah, it is that sophomore slump, sophomore jinx. I think that's actually kind of a noticeable trend in at least football players, maybe even other sports. But I do think particularly football, and I'm not sure why. I'm not technical enough to know why. But yeah, anyway, how you been? How you been doing? It's a new year. It's already February. Second week. I'm not good with weeks. Second week of Feb, maybe second full week. Who gives a shit? Okay, cool. And so, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say too, is at the beginning of this episode that you're currently listening to, you probably heard a hip-hop rap-ish song. I still don't know. It doesn't feel right to call it a song, but I guess it is a song. Somewhat of a beat, has a melody, and has lyrics, so I don't know what else I want to call it. I put it on my YouTube channel, the two music pieces that were in the first episode, and I called them waves. So I think I'm just going to call that first thing wave. But that was one of the things I wanted to talk about, was the production process of that. I'm naming that one Skyward. Skyward, 2 words. Well, play on words. Play on 2 words. Play on skyward. Skyward. Oh, jeez. Okay. Spiraling. It's basically, I don't know, just that idea of, so there's this thing, some kind of evolution of hip-hop and kind of underground hip-hop stuff. Like, I don't think it's really gone to the mainstream much, except for, like, I think Lil Wayne had a song called, I know he had a song called Let the Beat Build. That was, like, part drumless, so that's what I'm talking about, is drumless hip-hop. And that's basically what it sounds like. It's the instrumental of the song just having either no or very sparse drums. And in hip-hop a lot of it is samples. So there'll be, a section from a lot of the times it's not across the board, but a lot of the times it's, a soul, 70s, 60s, whatever, soul sample. It can be anything. And in these particular drumless songs, if there are drums, the drums are a function of what is already in the sample. I'm trying to think of a good example of what I'm talking about, like specifically the drumless though too. Well, you know what? Even Drake had a song. The first part of it, Champagne Poetry, that does have a kick, but I believe that's it. I believe it just has like the boom, like the 808 kick, and it has that like I love you, I love you. And so I think the kicks are added. That obviously is a drum sound, but it's not like a snare. I think it's more like snareless hip hop. Like the kick is like boom, boom, and then the snare would be right. So that's a mainstream example. And then so for what you heard with that Skyward is, so I made that instrumental or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know how to say it, but I arranged the sample, and that's just that. That's a very slow. I believe it's very slowed down. I'm just trying to remember what the production process was with that, but very slowed down and then pitched down sample from Secret Life of Plants by Stevie Wonder. And then like a lot of reverb, and I basically just, I like to say I like roll it through a mud puddle. And then there's the this little, and you can kind of hear it in the song. And so a function of that sample is that little whatever sound that is. Probably just like a needle on the record or something. It's probably just like actually a crackle that just got echoed and reverbed and whatever. And so it stands out in the sample. And I think how that affects the vocal delivery is interesting, because you can kind of take the, with the snare, with a like conventional kind of boom bap thing. It's kind of quote unquote drumless. You can kind of play with it. You can kind of play a little faster, looser, and you can kind of go with the flow, right? You can kind of go different places with the flow. That you maybe, it would at least be harder to keep within the flow of a certain song that had that boom bap structure. So it's interesting. It gives you a lot of different, as a rapper or whatever, you can catch multiple different pockets rather than, again, you can do that in boom bap or whatever. You can do that with the traditional kind of kick snare situation, but you can't, I don't think you're as free. You're a little more limited. Actually, probably one of the first examples of that I heard was of this drumless thing was J Electronica Act 1 Eternal Sunshine the Pledge rapping. It's a 15-minute piece. It's basically like an EP, but it's just one piece, like one song. And he's rapping over drumless loops of John Bryan's score from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Hit a nigga with a bomb drop, X flex, X slay, X who kid. Just Blaze said Jig is the new kid. I took Eternal Sunshine and I looped there. No drums, no hook, just new shit. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Pretty sure that's how I knew about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind movie. It was from that album, EP, whatever. But really, really interesting. Like nobody had ever, I don't think anybody had ever really done that up to that point. And that was, I think he put that out in like 06, 07 maybe. 06, 07 sounds right. I don't know, I guess quick plugs too. Like, yeah, I'm kind of starting to build my YouTube channel. And all that means basically is that I have uploaded a few more videos. That's really all it is. But I uploaded yesterday a cover song from a cover project that I'm doing. It's called 4. That's the name of the cover EP. It's 4 songs, so I put out the first one. It's Skeleton is Walking by Blake Mills. And yeah, I actually talked about it on episode 1. Shouted him out. Yeah, it was cool. It was really interesting to do, and again, just in terms of songwriting, like I write. I tend to write a lot of rhymes, like a lot of rap lyrics, whatever. Like write mainly that, but I also did this book about kind of in the 70s, mid 70s, early 70s, kind of folk rocky scene that I'm gonna probably put out later this year. And so I did a few songs, like a few kind of original songs for that, in the character of that, of the protagonist. I'm thinking of recording those songs at some point as well. So that's kind of singer-songwriter type stuff. Playing around with a few other songs. There might be another kind of EP or collection of 3 or 4 songs in the future that are kind of singer-songwriter. I don't know where they're gonna go, but yeah. So a lot on a lot on the horizon in terms of just creativity. I mean, it's kind of nice because I feel like this ZZZ is feel like it's kind of catalyzed a lot of things. Yeah. So but yeah, the production process of this Skyward song, and I don't know. I mean, my voice might be like semi-consistently consistent, but I've kind of found that I mean, I think I do have elements. I mean, I can't not have elements of people that raised me. My parents, my brother, in my speech. But I also feel like I've had a hard time, or I wouldn't even say that hard of a time, but just had issues with, and still do, with like literally finding my voice. So this definitely helps, and that kind of flows into, like, I mean, it could be the same or similar for a lot of people, or people, go through this as well. But I think I do sound a little bit different on that song. But I also sound a little bit different on the song as well, right? On the cover song. And, so I don't know if you do get a chance to listen to that cover song that Skeleton is Walking, and then you listen to the original. It is very similar. I mean, I guess that kind of goes into some of the other things that I was thinking about, or it kind of continues the flow of that thought, which is, I find that I'm more of an emulator. I feel like I can listen to something and then I can just mimic it. I still tend to think of it like an actor, so yeah, in terms of this kind of cover project, or what I was listening to recently, actually yesterday, was this Daniel Kaluuya interview with Rick Rubin, how he kind of interpreted it, or how he kind of put it. He played Fred Hampton, former chairman of the Black Panther Party in the 60s. So Daniel played him in a movie, which really good movie. One of my kind of recent favorites, Judas and the Black Messiah. And so what Daniel did for that, he kind of learned the person, because they were a real live non-fiction person. Learn them, learn their ways, kind of watch their stuff, listen to their speeches, listen to what they used to listen to, smoke the cigarettes, and that, that helps him internalize the character, because it's still a character. And again, I guess this can't really be helped, and I don't think it needs to be helped. But what his thing was his interpretation of the person. Yeah, this is still intentional, but he will put. It's basically you kind of have no choice but to. But he puts his own personal. He puts part of himself in there. Because again, how can you not, right? I mean, I guess in a sense that's what all cover songs are, but I think how I do cover songs is more emulating, is more like that process, is more of I kind of want to sound like the original person, because for me, I'm not trained. I don't really even sing. I mean, I do, but I'm not formally trained. And that's what Kaluuya said too, was he's like, I'm not trained, so not everything can be formally perfect or even formally proficient. It's gonna be my interpretation of what I think this is gonna be, I'm on a New England movie kick right now. Movies set in New England, because, well, one of the reasons is because, The Departed is one of my favorite movies. The Departed. And I fucking love doing that. I fucking love doing that Boston accent. It's just fucking addictive. And you can say fucking as many times as you fucking want, because it's not out of the ordinary. It's not out of order. And so now that I'm kind of starting to find my voice, or find a voice, let's say, or starting to feel more comfortable expressing a voice, maybe it is appropriate to say finding my voice. I guess all that kind of goes to being an actor. Where that's headed from there. Just realizing that. And I've thought about it too, and I've pursued it. And I'm a writer, so part of that is acting. I've written some screenplays, and I keep going with that. And so that's part of it too. Such a big part of it, or whatever, is just all the different things. And yeah, I mean, for sure, sometimes I'm like, man, again, you don't want to say should have, but And if I can really stick to one thing at a time, right? And be like, hey, I'd like to pursue this for 2 years, like actually train in it. But then, I don't know, like part of me is whether that's just not practical. I mean, a lot of people, parts of the older generation would say that, yeah, that isn't practical, or not as practical, let's say, as some other things. And I mean, for sure, I've now in the last couple of years gotten into when I'm looking at making a steady career at, which is welding, and so that's something that if we're just gonna kind of look at it from market perspective, I can bring that skill to market, make a living, and take care of myself with something like that. And so again, I'm pretty close with stuff like that. I kind of look at it, especially that welding track in terms of a trade. I mean, you can do it a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different avenues for whatever career, quote unquote. One of the things that kind of interests me is there's something called shutdown welding, and that's basically going into a power plant or a manufacturing plant, and they're shut down for repairs and you and whoever else is on the crew roll in there, roll into town on whatever. And sometimes it takes sometimes it'll take a weekend, maybe it'll take 2 weeks, maybe it'll take 2 months. But go in there and do your welding, build shit, repair shit, whatever, make sure it's up to code, and then work, live, whatever, and then you're out, and then you're on to the next one. Think about that, and that sounds like a working actor, right? That sounds like an actor's schedule would be. So I don't know if that thought has any other places it wants to go, any other spawns. Doesn't really sound like it. I'm back on my bike today. I think this is probably how I'm gonna do it from now on. That's kind of another part of like that sophomore slump idea. It was like, oh man, do I have to like create the conditions that create the exact same conditions as the first one to like be able to do this again? And because I've been out a couple times, like on a walk or whatever, and I've brought I brought a backpack or whatever, and I brought the mic set up and everything, and some like food and whatever, and I just didn't do it. Didn't bring out the mic, didn't record, and it was that sophomore jitters playing with me. So, but now I've done it. Can't believe it. It's amazing. It's a miracle. I'm so brave. Best freaking audio show YouTuber ever. I'm gonna like conquer the world. It's gonna be crazy. I don't know. Just want to do some fun shit, say some shit, and go places and be a vibe. Oh yeah, I thought of a song the other day. Tweeted this at D.U, by the way, on Twitter X. Yeah, so I thought of this song, and it's kind of in the style of disco, but it's like, it goes, hell yeah, go out there and be a guy. Hell yeah, go out there and be a vibe. So be a vibe is like my new shit. I don't know if anybody's ever said be a vibe before, but I just did. So be a vibe. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I'm losing steam. So, I like started a Patreon. So if anybody wants to go and throw me a subscription, it's like $3. Well, it's $2.22 US. So I'm up in Canada. So, and up in Canada is like a misnomer anyway, because like, especially where I am, like it's south. Like not super south, but like it's south to a few major cities in the US. So anyway, I don't know. It's at the very least like east or west. It's like east, southeast. Anyway, got off track there. But so that tier, that subscription tier to Patreon is it's $2.22 US. For anybody who wants to subscribe in Canada, it's $3 whatever plastic money and loonies and doonies are worth these days. So it's not much more. Let's put it that way. So yeah, kind of preemptive on that, but you know what? Bigger and better, and let's keep rolling with this. I have like a bunch more ideas for episodes, and they're gonna keep rolling. And now that I have momentum, and now that I'm out of this fucking sophomore slump, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to like karate chop a freaking tree. No, I'm really not. I'm frail and weak, especially now. I'm like shivering my ass off. The sun is almost out of the clouds again. I mean, like literally, but that sounded kind of metaphorical too. But it is too. So fuck, let's go. Let's get through this winter. Let's bring on spring, and let's roll. Let's roll, motherfuckers. Kind of really ending this off on some expletives. But why do I care? I don't know. I'm lunging on a bench right now, so gotta stay limber. Anyway, I gotta end this because I'm gonna like hate myself in a little bit. If I keep.
Here's something I put together recently. It's not a real representation of my constant mental state, so don't worry. But I feel like many of us feel like this from time to time. And I've really liked this movie ever since I watched it as a kid, and I always wanted to do a piece centered around this line. It just always tickled me. Anyway, enjoy. Free Palestine, free Sudan, free Congo, free Yemen, free Lebanon, free them all.
Can we please get the hell out of here? This place gives me the creeps. Why didn't you tell me to come to it?
Hello, may I help you?
You can sure as hell try. Hi, I'm Abe Froman. Party of 3 for 12. Is there a problem?
You're Abe Froman,
That's right. I'm Abe Froman.
the Sausage King of Chicago.
Yeah, that's me.
Listen, young man, entre nous, I'm very busy here. Why don't you take the kids and go back to the clubhouse?
Are you suggesting that I'm not who I say I am?
I'm suggesting that you leave before I have to get snooty.
Snooty?
Snotty.
Snotty?
Okay, Abe. go.
No, I'm not going anywhere. No, we like to be seated.
Listen, young man, either you take the field trip outside, or I'm going to have to call the police.
You're gonna call the police on me?
Yes.
Fine. As a matter of fact, I'll call him myself.
Call the police.
This would be a hoot.
Here, give me the phone. I have another call.
Huh.
I've had enough of this horsing around. Give me the phone back.
Touch me, I yell rat. There's another phone around here somewhere. Find it.
Wonderful. I weep for the future. 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 I weep for the future.
Okay, Ferris, can we just let it go, please?
Ferris, please, not too far. You get busted.
A, you can never go too far.
B, if I'm gonna get busted, it is not gonna be by a guy like that.
Come on, Abe. Ask for Abe Freeman.
Jackie, bonjour.
May I speak to Abe Froman?
Sausage King of Chicago?
Abe Froman. Let me check the restaurant. Could you describe him for me, please?
Leather jacket, white t-shirts,
Chicago police.